Also schon mehr als...
Microphone.
More in another company, why as a belief, weil ich hab euch. Also Support von Mike, Sascha, Melly, das ist Belief, Kraft gegeben und das mein Standort. Was ich meine?
Yeah. How do you say Sternzeichen in English?
Star sign.
Star sign. Because she's like born in January. In German it's Steinbock. You know, I don't know English.
Capricorn.
And I just need to add a little thing to Daniela's story. When Daniela started, she immediately made a group, Run to Diamond, or Go Diamond. You remember how was the group called?
Ja, Go to Diamond.
Go to Diamond in 4 months, and Sasha back then was executive, I was a platinum, and Daniela made the group, let's go Diamond in the next 4 months, and Sasha and I thought, alright, how is that going to happen? 3 months later, Daniela was a Diamond.
They didn't see it coming, they didn't believe it, they couldn't even see that far. And that's what it is, right? The further you go, the further you can see. And sometimes you have to borrow the belief from some people. They didn't believe it, but they kept going, they kept growing, and now they're there. Same, we have so many examples out there. I mean, we look at Zina. 10 years ago, we sat down, she showed, six contacts on the list. No progress for how long? 2 years?
3 years.
3 years. I mean, seriously. Why do you keep going? I mean, who keeps going after 3 years? We really tried, but she has to work on herself so much back then to start. You can share. I mean, what kept you going?
If you analyze your issues, your problems, whatever you're going through in your life, if you zoom out, you will realize most of the time you're living for other people, and that's what I did. I lived my life to make other people happy, and I was not seeing myself with my own eyes. And the moment I changed it, see, when we were doing that meditation, before that I was thinking about, okay, I started in that profession, I was 30,000 in debt. It took me 5 years, not just pay everything off, but to release a toxic relationship, which I was for 8 years. And I would imagine that I could talk on stage, but I've seen it. A few years later, I started talking on stage. Then the ranks went up.
I kicked you off.
Yeah. I was forced. I was talking to Eva about it because she saw me, but then I have seen myself in my most beautiful version of myself. And I told you my story yesterday, but I've seen myself. And I've transformed myself in a year. And I haven't reached president yet, but I can tell you one thing. I will reach president this year in my most beautiful version.
We have two. I'm curious, who's going to be the next youngest?
What about the oldest?
Here we have, she's going to be the youngest.
Oh yeah!
You can come forward. Maybe you get her before, maybe, I'm not sure. But I mean, if you look at it, I mean, you were 21 when you started. Anna is 21, director today. How far did you see this going when you were new? What did you believe when you started? I mean, you're ambassador in press and volume action, just need those legs, and you smack it up there. What did you see? How big did you dare to believe when you were brand new?
Well, I mean, I think there's a difference between believing it and hoping for it. So honestly speaking, the belief after failing with 6 online businesses and then starting Sensino age 21 was actually 0. I mean, I was hoping a lot. I was hoping to go up to Diamond to make 10K, and was thinking, okay, somehow it has to be possible, but the belief wasn't there at all, honestly.
Not you hope you have no presence. What do you see? Or let's look when you started with Sensino, which is now so far long ago. What did you believe? How far could you take it?
In the beginning, because I joined 5 other companies, and I said to myself, I made this decision, you said before, like I will go in, all in, and I want that company to be my last company. And like Zane said, that I changed my identity, like this meditation inside of myself, and I do this every single day. So the belief, it was not really there, but I changed inside of myself, so I feel it every single day, and I think that's the most important thing for me to grow every day.
When you get going, right, the struggle part of your career is like Marina shared yesterday, right? When you make a decision, I'm going to make it happen. Everything can go wrong, going to start being tested to see, are you for real? Do you really want to make this happen? You will be tested. So when you leave here now, you're going to be excited for the weekend, 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now. Life will smack you in the face. The only question of how you're going to respond. But then remember these people of the struggle, lack of belief. And struggle can show us Javi, when we started 9.5 years ago, and Matador here, I mean, we worked so hard the first year to get to the diamond. We hit the diamond, and then he was stuck for how long?
2.5 years.
2.5 years at diamond. When he had been stuck for maybe 1.5, do you remember the call? After the great call me
There you go.
after the great coaching from now. So you almost gave up. I mean, mentally, right? You that night you called me. He was like, and this is why you need to genuinely have this conversation, listen to people. He called me like almost giving up. And he had talked to another guy, and this guy said, yeah, just let your team know, because he was talking, I can't hardly pay the rent, I need to get a job, maybe this. And this other guy told him, just tell your team you're struggling, open up, tell with them and get a job, and just share with them, you're not making it, remember. And he calls me like, a little devastated almost. And I was living in Barcelona, he was in Madrid at the time, and I could hear this guy's giving up. And what do you do then? You need to call 112. SOS, ambulance helicopter straight to Barcelona. So I get your flight, get over here. He came over, we had those late night conversations, tough conversations. He was down, the belief was very low, almost gone. So never underestimate the power you have to be that person. I always say, like, especially to be that somebody for needing somebody. And I told him, let's get up on the horse again. I can help you a little financial, a couple of months of stuff. Just let's make a new 90-day plan here. Let's get back on the horse. Let's together, we run closer together again. We do this, and then we lift it again. And so, what did you, share with them the struggle there. You were almost giving up. And what did you believe then, and what was the pain point, and what turned it around? Because now you're here as a royal ambassador.
Yeah, so Marco was saying, you're gonna get built in your struggle. You're not gonna learn anything from your success. And at first, now it sounds so super cliche, and then we all heard about this. When you're going through a storm, actually love that storm, because that is what you need in order to be the person that you need to be to help later your team to go through that same struggle. So yeah, Chief Diamond my first year, and I had a high-paid job in that sense. But I was investing a lot of money in my business. I was investing everything I had, time, financial, and I was actually saying, is this really it? Say go Diamond and you're gonna be free? I was not free whatsoever, mentally, financially, and I was actually, as it says, spiritually in that sense. And sometimes you're gonna have that doubt. It doesn't matter in which position, but you're gonna get a moment that you're gonna say, okay, how far actually I can get. And that moment, as Mark was sharing, either gonna break you or gonna build you up to see where you're capable of and what you're made of. So when you actually start deciding, because you can actually start saying, okay, I'm gonna continue with the same wordings and not gonna change anything, or I'm gonna start looking into what other things I can do. And I actually never share this I'm not sure too much in that sense because I don't know. Some people know me in that sense. I'm not doing so much of me. Fraser always told me like, you should be more on social media. Try for a bit. And I'm not that person. I went for a voluntary for a month in Africa as well, and I saw what is our struggles. Seriously, like seeing what was that. I was actually building a hospital there. And from there I got a huge other perspective. And I was like, okay, that struggle is nothing, absolutely nothing compared to what other people go through. So let's take away all the crime in that sense, and let's go out to work. Because you know what? The moment you start believing in yourself, you know what's gonna happen? Other people is gonna start believing in themselves. And thanks to you believe in yourself, you have no idea the impact is going to be the ripple effect. Yeah. So believe on you, so other people can believe in themselves. And as Fraser was saying as well, you have no idea how many people you're going to touch because you made one decision. Never give up. Don't give up on you.
But then also the personal growth part, and introduce them to that, you can really help heal people in a way, right? And what we do, I believe, when you give money to good people, good things happen. And I believe the more you have, the more you can give. And that's what we do. We're building the schools in India, right? We're helping so much kids. So you can heal the world by helping kids with education, helping one person at a time. But we're going to hear from one last person, because when I got started, we talked about follow-up, right? Before it took me 3 years of follow-up. I talked about my wife for 3 years. But I forgot to mention Sarah, the lawyer you're from. It took me 4 years of follow-up to sponsor Sarah. 4 years of follow-up. Forgot to mention that before. We talked about 3 years. You were easy, 3 years. But I didn't even know. I knew you were struggling with money. You had to chip in there, yes, money is that. But I didn't even know how bad it was, right? Even after a couple months of pride. But share a little of, very short, the struggle you went through to today, ambassador and UNISHAN, great leaders and blessing so many lives. I mean, share with them. I mean, what kept you going during those? How dark was it?
First of all, we've got to give thanks to Marco.
Yeah.
Right? You don't transform lives overnight. Second thing is, my goal was never to be the youngest president. I'm kidding. Well, I was actually thinking there, as I was visualizing, I don't know what you were visualizing, seeing yourself. I was visualizing ourselves going president this year. We're going president this year. But for those who want hope, because we deal in hope, it would have taken me 4 decades to get there. Yes, I started Zinzino 6.5 years ago, but this is now my 19th year in the industry. My first year, I was in Hans's company. Okay, I was in Hans's company, so I know exactly. I sat at the feet at Dexter Yeager. I've learned at 21. I was listening at 21. I sat with John Maxwell in the Fontainebleau where they filmed Bodyguard, and he leaned over to me when I was 22, and he says, "When you're as hungry for that steak as you are for growth, you'll be ready to build." And that stayed with me for 40 years, and go through a transition at 51, I now find myself out of 2 companies that I built to the top. But I was broke. I was in bankruptcy. I was on 500 euros a month government assisted benefits. I was feeding my 8-year-old daughter but I've been in network marketing. Now, we all talk about belief. I don't know what's worse. Building belief from nothing, or remembering you did believe at one time and you lost belief. That's where I was at 51. And Marco, every 6 months, would say to me, "How's Logan?" He built that bridge, and he approached me to show me that, hey, if I could help you ignite that Bunsen burner from that little pilot light. I knew I was broke, but he showed me that I wasn't broken. And that's when he did the right thing. He used the system. He got me in front of the upline. And ever since that day, I swore that if he was someone for me, I will continue to the day that the Lord takes me home, that I want to do something every single day. As Fraser said, I just want to look at 58 now. I want to learn something new each day, and I want to show someone new each day. If I live on that basis, we will make One Mondo the #1 team, not in Zinzino, but the industry.
Yes.
And I guess what? Now at 58, I truly believe I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm coming out of the dark room. But this time next year, that can be the stage that Marco has speaking as we close out. You are the next stage closer outers. You've got to see yourself there. Because the work is simple. Because we're not working, we're building. And when you adapt that mindset that we are builders of hope, what we have to do daily is not work. It's a process that we are proud to carry, and will continue casting dreams and sowing hope, because now we have too many stories, it cannot be denied. Our goal now is to get more in the rooms so they can hear the stories, so they leave transformed and full of hope.
Yes.
At the LA airport with Marco to wait for our visa, and we were discussing the agenda, and I realized one thing. When we were discussing about the topics, and he was mentioning the name, he not just even knew each name of each leader who's standing here on stage, he knew exactly what skills they have. And I realized that he's doing it anywhere for 10 years. I know Marco now since 10 years, but I've never seen someone in network marketing before who's really is doing what he's saying, because he really, each one of them who's standing here on stage either had one coaching with him, or he fly them over, one conversation, whatever. But I know, Marco, you have changed our life, because you were the one who made the decision that we will start in Zinzino. Even we were not so happy about it, but you were so convinced that you're making the right decision. And I can tell you one thing: you made a difference here. You will make a difference in network marketing. I'm pretty sure about it, and I can promise you, I can talk for everyone, each person here on stage. We will be with you.
At the end of the day, I just want to serve people. So never underestimate the power you have when you become more. Never underestimate the power you have. Go out there and work hard. One thing that will make it worth it is just the example you will be for other people. Other people dare to believe because you did. That's the power you have. You're influencing people by your example. With your family and your kids, never let them see you quit. You can tell your kids, I'm getting my second child now, and I could say to my kids, you could do amazing things, you could do great things. But then you look at me and like, you can chase your dream. Why not you, Daddy? I think one in a relationship should at least chase your dreams, or both as well. But I just mean one of them at least. They need at least one role model. And because of this industry at 20 years old, it's the first time I got a role model, a mentor poured into me, who believed in me when I didn't believe in myself, just like you heard from our speakers. And I just want to pass that on. I just want to be that somebody for needing somebody. Never underestimate what we do. Go out there and share you with the world from your heart. And whatever you believe in, some people won't believe it. And that's okay. You're not there to convince anybody. You are just there to share you from the heart with the world, and work on yourself, heal yourself. We all have our inner world, inner wars. Heal you, because then you can be part of healing the world and make this a better place.
Amen.